It's actually Friday. I'm supposed to be working right now. Don't tell my boss, even though she knows. But I should be at work right now. So this is way better than working, that's for sure. A bad day shooting beats a good day working. That was actually finally almost right, dead bullseye.
All right, so I just wanted to do a close up real quick on this fantastic looking rifle. This is definitely a tactical setup here. So, just real quick features: it's a 20-inch barrel. It comes with a 5-round mag as well as a 10-round. This right here is the 10-round. The 5-round mag fits pretty flush, but the base plate kind of sticks out a little bit. I do have the 5-round mag. I kind of lost it, but I just prefer using the 10-round mag anyways. So I've got right here a really cheap bipod, as a matter of fact. It's just one of those like $18 to $20 bipods that you can find on Amazon, and it works just fine, for uh, a lightweight rifle like this, shooting low recoil 22 mag. I wasn't really gonna spend a whole lot of money on a bipod, even though this is not exactly a budget rifle. But speaking of budget, but also still high quality, this Burris full field 2. It's a 4.5 to 14 magnification with a 42 millimeter objective lens. Let's just go and do a close up here, because you can see that this 42 millimeter objective lens just hovers right above that barrel. It looks so good. So yeah, I really like the pattern, this like gray with the black splatter pattern that they put on this rifle. It's just a great looking rifle. And by the way, the bolt is very smooth and easy to actuate. Got it on safety, but the trigger, oh my gosh, this trigger is unbelievable. Yeah, so I'm not gonna pull it, but I'm pretty sure. You know what? Yeah, let's pull it real quick. Why not? This is a little awkward. So we got about 2.5 pounds right there. Let's try it. One more. 3 pounds. So about 2.5 to 3. But I will say that, whoops. I will say that it's incredibly crisp. This video is a little long. I apologize, but I kind of ran into some issues with a suppressor after I shot 100 yards, but took off the suppressor. Oh yeah, speaking of 100 yards. So this was the 10 rounds out of one magazine, and I had 5 shots that were, 1 MOA. I think that Bergara has a 1 MOA guarantee out of the box, so definitely lived up to that. This was done with the suppressor, by the way, but once I shot past 100 yards, for some reason the shots were all off, so I took the suppressor off. That seemed to alleviate those problems out to 200 yards, and then once I got to 300 yards, accuracy was kind of kaput after that. So, but it is. I was shooting this stuff 30 grain Hornady VMAX, so it was getting blown around by the wind quite a lot, and there was a lot of drop after 200 yards. Anyways, without further ado, let's just get into that shooting footage.
All right, we're out at 100 yards right now, and this is the Bergara BMR, and it's chambered in 22 mag. I absolutely love the 22 mag cartridge. It's one of my favorites. I really can't explain it, but I just really want to push its limits, I guess, today, and see how far I can, be accurate with it. I'm gonna definitely do at least 300 yards, but I'm gonna try and push it out to 400. So right now, like I said, we're starting at 100 yards, and I've got some steel set up down there because I'm actually doing another video as well. But right now I'm just going to be shooting some paper and seeing how this thing is grouping up. So we're going to just start with 10 shots from some Hornady VMAX. This is a 30 grain projectile, and they're claiming 2,200 feet per second. And that's at the muzzle. At 100 yards, you're actually looking at quite a drop, 1,421 feet per second. So you're losing a significant amount of velocity by the time it gets down to 100 yards. But this stuff is very accurate. So I sighted in the rifle with some of that VMAX, and this right here, the scope, is a Burris full field 2. It's a 4.5 to 14 magnification by 42 millimeter objective lens. So it's a great scope. I really like it a lot. It's definitely on the low end as far as Burris goes, but pretty much anything made by Burris is going to be pretty good. So let's just go ahead and load up this mag. This BMR actually comes with 2 mags. It comes with a 5-round mag, but it also comes with this 10-round mag, which is the mag that I predominantly have been using. And I do have a suppressor at the end of that to take, some of the edge off. It's the Odinworks NAV22. It's a modular suppressor, and it usually comes with, it comes with 6 baffles, but I only have 3 baffles on right now. So it's not going to be ultra quiet, but it is going to take some of the edge off, and it actually should be hearing safe. I want to see what this sounds like without hearing protection on. Sorry, it's also a little cold out here, and forming sentences can be kind of tough. So it's like 45 degrees, but there's very little wind. I have a orange flag down there, and right now that flag's not moving at all. The magazine is really easy to load up, by the way. Actually, right now, the wind just picked up a little bit. I got a little bit of wind going to the right, but it's probably like 3 to 4, maybe 5 miles an hour. So not that bad at all. So let's go ahead and take some shots on paper and see how it's grouping up. I guess if I chambered around, that'd be good. The bolt is very smooth. I like the bolt a lot. You can manipulate it just with a couple little movements of your fingers. You don't have to even move your whole hand. Couple flyers there. What do we got? Like 2 more rounds? Yeah. let's go take a look, but it looks pretty good through the scope. The wind is picking up a bit, but out of 10 shots I had about 3 flyers, and actually 5 shots are actually all touching the bullseye, if you count the splatter from that one right there. So I'll go with that. The rifle's probably more accurate than I am. I was also not really taking a lot of time in between shots. I don't really shoot for groups that much. I mostly just like to shoot steel and go for hits. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to push this out to 200 yards and just go ahead and go for some hits on the steel. So it may look like a slightly different day today. This is actually a couple of months later. But after I was shooting at 100 yards, I moved it out to 200, and for whatever reason, I could not hit the target. I don't know what was going on. And I think the main culprit was the suppressor that I had on the end of the barrel. It is a modular suppressor. You know, it's definitely not as accurate as a monolithic suppressor. So I went ahead and took the suppressor off, and I just sighted in at 200 yards. There's a 18-inch target down there, and got a flag on it so I can see where the wind's going. It is literally like almost perfect conditions for long-range shooting, especially with a 30-grain projectile, which gets blown around in the wind very easily, as well as having a very significant drop, especially past 200 yards. This stuff, they're claiming at the muzzle is 2,200 feet per second. At 100 yards, 1,421 feet per second. And then at 200 yards, which is where we are right now, it's velocity is less than half of what we started at the muzzle, at about 1,002 feet per second. And that also is probably out of like a 24-inch barrel. This right here is a 20-inch barrel, so I'm expecting less velocity at the target, or less velocity in general, but definitely less than 1,000 feet per second at the target. Anyways, I was just taking some practice shots, sighting in at 200 yards, and I was getting really good groups. So I'm really excited about the accuracy so far. It seems to be doing very well without the suppressor. So again, not to say that suppressors are inaccurate, but or at least make your gun inaccurate, but I think a modular suppressor does make a long-range bolt-action rifle inaccurate, at least out to a certain distance, because at 100 yards I was definitely getting one MOA. So let's go and load up real quick with some of this Hornady VMAX. I mean, it's just beautiful today, listening to these birds chirp. It's about 65 degrees, I think, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, so the sun is right over me, or I should say kind of right in front of me, but almost directly over me. However, in about an hour or so, hopefully it'll be on the other side, so we'll sort of light up the right side of the rifle a little better, so y'all can see it a little better. Because I know right now it probably looks a little dark. It's got the shadow on the right side. It's hitting a little to the right. Yeah. Making a pretty good group on the right hand side. I will say real quick that right here there's a little bit of wind going to the right. I can feel it. While I was just taking those shots down there, the wind was not blowing because the flag wasn't moving, but right now it's moving. But I think that's why it was hitting slightly to the right, because I have some wind here at the muzzle going to the right. That was more center right there. But the elevation is perfect. I'm like drawing a line across the target, the middle of the target. Just doubled up on that last shot. Woo. That was dead center. We got one more round. Three more rounds. Or 2 more rounds, I mean. Yeah, it's doing really well. I'm really liking this rifle. I'm gonna take 10 more shots and then we'll go take a look at the target. It was definitely doing 1 MOA at 100 yards. So, still accurate at 200. That gives me hope for 300. And possibly 400. I know it's kind of hard to hear it, but I'm hitting these. Just felt like Private Jackson from Saving Private Ryan. So yeah, I've got no problem hitting that 200 yards. So before we push it out to 300, let's go take a look at the target. So you can see there's definitely some wind here that I'm contesting with, and mostly to the right, but it's also blowing towards the target, so that's definitely in my favor. But sometimes it'll kind of switch up and go to the right. That's what I think was going on with these to the right. Now, don't pay attention to most of these shots. You know, I was doing those last 5 to 10 shots pretty quickly. Here's a little piece of lead here. But the bulk of my shots, though, are definitely right here in what's probably, 4-inch group. I mean, maybe even 5. I'm not exactly the best shooter in the world, but I think that Bergara is probably more accurate than I am. I had a lot of smaller groups, like there's 3 or 4 shots here, about 3 or 4 shots there, a lot of double ups, so 2 over there, 2 over here. But anyways, I'm pretty confident at 200 yards that I can at least hit the target. So there's a tree over there that's about 300 yards away, and we're gonna push it out to there. We're out at 300 yards. It's a little sunny out here, so got the old ball cap. I'm definitely expecting the groups to open up. Again, why I wanted to bring that 18-inch target out here, because I'm really just trying to see how far I can push the 22 mag. This being a very accurate rifle, and me being a somewhat accurate shooter, I just want to see how it does at 300. If it does well at 300, we'll push it out to 400. All right. 300 yards with the Hornady VMAX. That was a miss. Miss. That was a hit. Yeah, very bottom. I think I was using the 3rd hash mark. So that's how much of a drop we have. I was using the dead center of the crosshairs at 200 yards, and at only 300 yards, we are already down to about the 3rd hash mark. That might have been a hit. It's very difficult to hear it. Actually, let me zoom in. There we go. Oh, yeah. I think that was a hit. I hit the very top of the target, actually. So maybe in between the 2nd and 3rd hash mark. I saw that. That hit low. A little bit of dust kicked up. No. Not looking too good. Let's see here. Was that one more shot? Yeah. Alright. Let's try this again. I'm not exactly sure where my hold is right now. I'm going to try 5 more rounds. Okay. I think I hit that last shot. So that was way to the right. And I was using the 3rd hash mark, so I'm going to have to aim slightly left, I think. One more. I'm getting a couple shots on target, but I'm thinking 300 yards might be the limitations. That's unfortunate. I really wanted to push this out to 400. But quite honestly, I think that a 30 grain projectile is not going to have, a lot of accuracy past probably 200 yards. I know there's a lot of guys out there who'd be like, oh, I hit a coyote at 700 yards with my 22 mag. Well, congratulations, dude. But for a practical guy like me, I think 2, maybe 250 might be the limitations of a 22 mag. I might have to retry this with like a heavier grain projectile, which would give it a lot more drop for sure, but I think that it would be affected a lot less by the wind and maybe be a little more consistent. You know what? I brought a boar snake out with me. I'm going to try and just run a boar snake through the chamber real quick. This barrel is pretty hot too. Let's see if maybe have a little bit more success now with a clean bore. Saw that one hit low. You can see some dust kick up. Dust kicked up right to the right. I think we're getting a lot of wind to the right. I think that's what's going on here. Yep, that was a hit. And I aimed off the left side of the target. Yeah, I think the wind's really affecting the bullet. Nope. Saw dust kick up. I'm right in there. I think it's that wind, as well as the fact I'm a bad shooter. But we're not going to talk about that. Okay. It's not me. I saw dust kick up like probably 10 feet in front of the target just then and to the right. It's definitely getting blown to the right, but I think it's also kind of going up and down. I don't know if the wind's making it kind of go up and down, because some shots are hitting right behind the target. I could see dust kick up, but like I said, that time it was like 10 feet in front of the target. Yeah, let's do another 10 rounds. I'm kind of walking it in. That's really weird. At 200, it was a pretty tight group still. But now I'm having trouble just connecting at 300. But again, 30 grain projectile. It's like half the weight of your common 5.56. Oh, that was a hit. Yeah, that was bottom right. All these shots are hitting right. One or two more. You know. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Hmm. 10 more rounds. Let's do it. Let's make this a good 10 rounds. But even if I don't hit anything, it was still a great day shooting. Just loving today. I'm not just saying that. I mean, how could you not love being out here? Even if I missed every single shot, I'd still consider this a really great shooting day. Because it's actually Friday. I'm supposed to be working right now. Don't tell my boss, even though she knows. But I should be at work right now. So this is way better than working, that's for sure. A bad day shooting beats a good day working. That was actually finally almost right dead bullseye. I'm gonna call it a day. Went through 2 boxes of VMAX. It's like 25 bucks in ammo. But I was very successful at 200 yards. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to push it past 300, but you know, that's okay. It's not exactly what a 22 mag is designed for anyways. It's mostly a like 1 to 200 yard cartridge. So let's go ahead and take a look at the target. Well, would you look at that? I'm actually kind of impressed. Because I thought I only hit maybe like 7 or 8 shots, but that's actually 12. Possibly 11, actually. I'm not sure if that's a hit right there. But, yeah, I mean, I actually hit a lot more shots than I thought I'd hit. Look at this. A little piece of copper jacket right here. So, there's actually a few little pieces here. That's actually some lead right there. So it can be done with the Bergara BMR. I still really like this rifle a lot. I think that Bergara has something like a 1 MOA guarantee out of the box. That's obviously at 100 yards. We're clearly pushing the limitations right here. I probably could do better maybe with like a heavier projectile or something. I think that the 30 grain projectiles were really getting blown around by the wind and had a very significant drop as well, which did not exactly allow for like it's a little hung up, but you can see, yeah, it's a decent amount of wind out here, but it's not too bad. It's doing what it's supposed to. I wasn't really expecting good groups or accuracy past 200 yards, so the fact that I was able to get at least 11 or 12 shots on target at 300 shows that, you know, it can be done. I also think that this is one of the best looking rifles on the market. I think they did a really good job with the design. It's sort of like a gray splatter stock, and then putting a bipod on here and putting the scope on here really makes it look very cool, tactical, of course. But anyways, it's been a beautiful day out here. I've really been having a lot of fun, and the fact that I was able to hit about 11 or 12 shots is just icing on the cake, because I thought I only made maybe like 6 or 7, but there is definitely no consistency whatsoever. Luckily the ground is actually pretty dry. There's a lot of dirt and stuff, so I was able to see some of the shots, you know, hit the dirt and kick up some dust, but you know, it would sometimes be like 10 feet over here, 10 feet back there, a little bit over here, a little bit over there, so it's very difficult to you know, I guess keep it consistent past that 200 yard mark. But I don't know, I'm still digging this rifle. Still really like it a lot, so I guess that's gonna do it.